After the 300 blackout cartridge was introduced about a decade ago, shooting suppressors became extremely popular. Still now, 10 years later, a lot of shooters don't know what they do, how they work, or even how to buy one. A shooting suppressor is essentially a tube or a canister that attaches to the muzzle of your firearm. And inside this tube is a series of baffles. When you shoot your gun, it expels a lot of gases from the muzzle, and what the suppressor does is momentarily contain those gases. And that's what reduces the sound signature of your weapon. Typically, it'll reduce the sound between 25 and 30%. Now, it also reduces the visual signature of your firearm. In other words, you won't have a big fireball coming out the end because it's contained inside the suppressor. Now, suppressors are typically caliber specific. In other words, you need a suppressor to match the caliber of the gun you're shooting. This is a 30 caliber suppressor, so you could use it on any 30 caliber rifle, such as a 308, 30-06, or even a 300 Winchester Magnum. However, you can also use the suppressor on sub-caliber firearms. You could use this 30 caliber suppressor on a 7mm, 6.5mm, a 6mm, and even a 22 long rifle. Now, the process for buying a suppressor is a little bit complex. You have to fill out an application through the ATF, you have to undergo a background check and be fingerprinted, and the whole process takes between 3 to 6 months. Now, when it comes to hunting, a suppressor can be a tremendous benefit. Now, this is partly because a suppressor helps to reduce recoil. The reason recoil reduction is important is because no matter how good of a shooter you are, or how light recoiling the rifle you're shooting is, you're going to shoot more accurately with a rifle that recoils less. Now, the other benefit that a suppressor has to the hunter, it allows you to use your hearing sense. Hunters use their ears when they're hunting, and if you're wearing hearing protection to protect your ears when you shoot the animal, then you lose that hearing sense while you're hunting. Well, with the suppressor, you still get the hearing protection, but your ears are uncovered and you can use your hearing sense naturally. And then there's also the other benefit of not spooking game. Now we all like to think we're great shooters, but you may miss your first shot on a big game animal. Well, if you have an unsuppressed rifle, that loud noise is probably going to seriously spook that animal. With a suppressor, the reduced sound signature may allow you to get a second shot on that animal before it bolts. Now, if you're interested in purchasing a suppressor, and if you're a hunter, I strongly suggest you look into it. I would also suggest that you go to Silencer Central. Silencer Central is an online suppressor dealer, and they have a very experienced staff that can help you match the suppressor to what your needs are. And they can also talk you through accessories. You may need a thread adapter because the suppressor has a different thread pattern than your rifle. You may also want a protective sleeve because after you fire several shots through a suppressor, they get really hot and they can burn you. But the most important reason I would suggest you visit Silencer Central is because they make the purchasing process of a suppressor extremely uncomplicated. They take care of all your paperwork for you. They help you fill it out. They help with the fingerprint card. They take care of submitting everything to the ATF. And maybe most importantly, they will even set up a trust. Now, a trust is what allows you to share a suppressor with other people. If you just purchase a suppressor in your name, you can let somebody else use it, but you have to be right with them when they're using it. If you have a trust, you can put multiple people on that trust, and all of those people can use a suppressor like it was their own. Silencer Central does all of those things for you, and they do it all for free. But even better is they also let you pay as you go. Remember, it takes about 3 to 6 months to obtain a suppressor. With Silencer Central, once you figure out what your total cost is, including your $200 tax, they'll break that up over the 3 to 6 months that it's going to take you to obtain your suppressor. This means you don't have to pay it all at once, and it reduces the financial burden on you. Possibly the best place you can go to purchase a suppressor is Silencer Central. And I would seriously suggest you do it because remember, you only got one set of ears. You better do everything you can to protect them.